strive just to stay alive. That simple means that nobody can hold me, man. Nobody can drain my energy. Nobody can turn me sick. I will not allow negativity. Nobody can hold me, man. Nobody can drain my energy. Nobody can. Everybody show me some strength. No weakness, so me and I am born. Strength, no weakness, so that we are. Strength, no weakness, so me and I am born. Everybody strength, no weakness, so that we are. That when you roll, your enemies they must tremble. Your enemies they must tremble. Yo, that when you roll, everything has to happen. Everything has to happen. I'm a go-getter. I just go hard. And I'm a kind of fella. Put my trust in God. That simple means say nobody can hold me, man. Nobody can drain my energy.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
You want a hand sanitizer to do 3 things: kill germs, be gentle, and to go where you go. You can get all of that in our hand sanitizer. Hard on germs, gentle on hands, affordable. Remember, hand sanitizers contain alcohol. Keep away from heat and flames and avoid contact with eyes. Available at retailers island-wide.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
You gotta be strong in this time, son. I'm a survivor. I will survive.
Okay. Damn. That's such a tremendously spectacular freaking weekend. This weekend, I get kind of hoarse. See, I didn't clear the ride along yet. I haven't even cleared out this van yet from yesterday because of all the fun, all the excitement. But I'm happy to be back. Hello, riders. How you guys doing? Welcome to Ride Along for today. It's Monday. Still under severe Facebook restriction. We're locked down. Fine. We can't even do anything really. Very limited ability to share or anything. So that means that you guys have to do some work today, right? Yeah, you guys have to do some work today. So go ahead and share, tag a friend, invite somebody that you haven't seen yet, because that's how we have to do these days. I don't know how long Facebook will have us under this kind of restrictions, but for now, what was it? The vibes. Good evening to you, Doug. How you doing, Doug? Pick up yourself, Doug. Lydia Joseph. Lacey J. Where's we have? Everybody. Jennifer Lewis. How you doing? Yes, pick up yourself, Jennifer. Listen what I want everybody to do. Since it's Monday, and yesterday we had this amazing Mother's Day concert, virtual concert. Had such a great time. I want everybody to press love because we're still celebrating for the mothers. So whether you are a mother, whether you are soon to be mother, whether you are a personal individual, because at some point in time, some mothers will play father's role, some fathers will just play mother's role. Everybody press love. As we continue to celebrate Mother's Day, so it's not only a day, Mother's Day is every day of the year. Big up all the mothers. And I got to big up all the top fans and supporters who was a part of the show yesterday. Wow, we had fun. Jen. If all you missed this one, I had fun. I don't know about all. I had fun. I had fun for all you. Wendy, how you doing? Big up yourself, Wendy. Alice, how you doing? Big up yourself. Nobody could stop the energy, Jed. What he flow in. And if you guys didn't know yet, I'll tell all you now before we bring on the guest, because we have a very interesting topic I want to discuss today. But before we bring on the next guest, in case you're looking for me and you can't find my profile on Facebook, I am permanently disabled, deleted from the platform. Completely, permanently. I don't know if I'll ever be back on my personal profile status. So in case anyone trying to reach me or reach right along, they have to inbox the page. That's the only way we're available right now. Okay? I don't know what I did. What did I do to deserve this? Anyway, I ain't gonna stress on the negativity and all of that stuff. Too much good stuff happening in the world. Thank you so much, Doug. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Big up yourself, Cathy. How you doing? Welcome to the ride. Okay, guys. Today's not about me. Who did it? Yeah, no. I am off. I can't even create a profile, guys. I can't create a profile. I'm done. I'm dead to the platform. I'm finished. I'm in categories with like past presidents. I don't want to say the name because I might get blocked for saying that too. They treat me like a vigilante, Jed. I don't understand. What did I say? Oh my God. You were sweating I come in here and curse people, right? You were sweating that I come in here and I curse people night and day and I curse all kind of bad word and I curse people mother and all kind of thing. You were sweating that's what I do. I always say is everybody have a story to tell and just allow everyone to share their stories. What is so illegal and violating about that? Come on, give me a goddamn break. I might get blocked for saying goddamn again, but hey, a little bit frustrated sometimes. I can't even make a post. Yesterday I was at the concert and I wanted to say hi to everybody. I can't even say hi. Could you imagine that? I feel muffled, man. I feel like, like sometimes we bring people on the show to share their story and they feel muffled and we give them an opportunity to share. And then I feel muffled because I can't freaking share what's on my mind. But I miss you guys, though. I really do. I really do. I miss liking some of your pictures, even when I don't really like the pictures, even if it doesn't look good, I still like it because I don't want to hurt your feelings. I miss doing that. Anyway, it's not about me today. It's about this man right here. Well, it's not even about him. It's about this situation right here. I'm going to show you guys this picture, right? And we'll tell you why we're showing you this picture. This picture right here is a picture of a young child. She goes to school at a certain high school in Carriacou, Sister Island of Grenada. She goes to school there. A little girl, young girl. And this is another picture of her arm. This is another picture of her arm. Now, I know you guys asking, like, what's wrong with her arm? Why is her arm like that, like in a cast? What happened to her? Well, that we're going to find out. Yeah, we will. That's why this gentleman is here. His name is Alvis Cujo. Let me bring him on and find out why is this young lady's hand in a cast? Well, we can't see her face. Of course, she's a minor. We won't show her face, of course. Alvin!
Alvis,
sorry. Alvis, let me tell you, I've been messing up all day, so bear with me. How you doing, Alvis?
Man, I can't even explain like how I'm doing. Like I don't even know how I'm doing right now. That's how it is because this is really it's really personal and it would like it's no other way because that's my niece. I'm like her father, I've been in her life forever and I'm still here, to see this happening it's no good feeling. I just can't explain it,
Right. So let's tell them what is really happening. Why? Explain these pictures to us. What happened here? What's happening here?
So this picture is the picture of her right hand turned down. The other one is the same right hand turned up.
What happened was go ahead. Sorry, I wanted to tell the whole story from the beginning. So go right ahead.
Right. So she went to school on Friday. I believe it was the 7th of May. Yeah. And they were told that they have half day off from school.
Right.
So with excitement, the whole class was going crazy like any other student or children would do. I did it over 2 decades ago. I bet you did it. Everybody, scream, shout, happy with excitement as any child would anyway. And for some reason, she was chosen out of the whole class into the principal office to be hit with a piece of wood. And this is the result of it.
All right. So let me try to understand it, right? As everybody is asking. So your niece, how old is she, by the way?
She's 11 years of age.
She's 11 years of age.
Yeah.
She go to school in a certain high school in Carriacou.
Well, I wouldn't put it as certain. I would just say it's Happyville Government School.
Okay, she goes to Happyville.
Yeah, I'm just putting it out there. I don't have time to let people wonder what it is. I'm going to be shooting it very direct, and I'm going to be very blunt with it. So I want people to know exactly what I'm talking about. I don't want to paint any bad picture for any other schools if they have not done such. But who have, I want to direct this message directly to you and no one else.
Okay. Happyville Government School.
Correct.
So she goes to that school, 11 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And she was in a state of glee, happiness, because
excitement, joy,
joy,
like any other kid would.
And she jumped up and she screamed, "Yes!"
Correct.
And then the principal, the teacher, did what?
Called her to the office,
Uh-huh.
and this is the result of it. From a piece of wood hit the child on her hand, and now we don't know. We're waiting on the results to confirm if the hand is fractured, if it's broken, or if the tendons is messed up, or if the ligaments is damaged. So we may have to go to a bone specialist.
So the principal or the teacher or the designated person there took a piece of wood, not a strap, and beat that child. Was it one lash? Was it multiple lashes? Like
I do not know specifically how much lash it was, but I mean it was lash enough to do damage. It could be one, it could be two, it could be how many, but to me it's the size that the child and the other classmates said the piece of wood is, and is the force that has to be applied for such results. That is what's really pending here. Like, I'm just waiting on the results, the exact reading of the hand, like to know what's the outcome of what really happened.
So what anybody else picked out? Like let's go back to that particular incident there. Right? Because I'm trying to understand, why would the principal or the teacher isolate that particular young girl and initiate flogging on her, and everybody else was screaming, and she was the only one that got picked up from the bunch? Why? Why do you think? What's she saying? Did she have problems with the teacher or something?
The child. Well, let me kind of correct you there. I would say that's flogging. I would just call it assault, because that's exactly what I've been calling it from day one. Flogging is just, spanking a child where you beat them on the butt or in the palm of the hand with a belt or something, measurable, something of being right to use or whatever, or that was assigned to you to use by the education officer, per se the law of Grenada, right?
Right.
So for you to use something like that to cause such damage, I mean, that's just...
Susan Primus is saying that this story is missing pieces. So I want to cover all the pieces. I want to cover all.
That's a good question.
I'm trying to really understand, because this seems kind of rough.
Yes, it is
kind of rough. But I don't know the impact. I mean, I just see a hand in a brace there.
Right.
So I don't really know the impact. I could just assume that it was rough.
Correct.
Let me just say that. What are the pieces that we're missing? What are we missing? Is there any
pieces everybody missing? We the family missing it too, because my aunt and the principal are friends. She has her number. When this happened, the same time my aunt called the principal multiple times. Unto this day, she haven't responded to the calls, because we wanted to sit down with her and have normal dialogue, like exchange of words and see what happened, like what really transpired, because she have to say whatever happened. She have to give accountability to this. Now, this is a child we're talking about. If you're the principal and the parents is trying to reach out to you to find some sense of reasoning, and you're not responding to the parent of the child or the guardian or legal guardian of the child, something is off. Like we just asking the same question like you guys, because everybody knows my family. We always try to reason with people. We don't just jump the gun. But she wasn't open to it. She never returned the call. Until this day, she never returned the call.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So how would we know? How would we wear this out, right?
Mm-hmm.
And children.
Go ahead.
I always say children don't lie. Like, Two person that don't lie is a drunk person and a child. And then when you have other kids from the same class saying, I have a recording because the class have a group chat. I have a recording where one of the kids is saying in the group chat that the teacher chose her, Emily, my niece, out of the whole class.
Hold on. Don't mention. She's a minor. If you could not mention her name, that would be
okay. I'll try to avoid that.
She's a minor, and we don't want to do that. I'm sorry about that. Go ahead. And I know you're passionate about it, Elvis. I know you're very passionate about it, but you can't, and I know you're emotional about it as well.
Man, this is tough. Like, this is rough for the whole family.
Right. Lacey J was asking a question earlier, and I did some check, right? And corporal punishment is allowed. It's on the books. It's in law, right?
Correct.
Is the family looking at this as just corporal punishment, as it designated by the law? She's the designated person, designated teacher. She's a principal, and she is correcting the child. I got corrected. I mean, I got beat.
Me too.
I got beat with switch.
I bet everybody did.
Bored.
I bet everybody did.
Right. So is that the normal flow of things? Like how things normally? I mean, teacher probably walked through that and didn't even think anything about it. Just a child acting up. She beat them. Like I got beat and everybody else got beat.
I mean, is the norm now, and it's normalized, because it's been happening for so many years. It becomes the ordinary thing to do, like it's just normal. Like everybody plays it a blind eye. That's what it is. You got flogged. Have you gotten that result of that arm when you got flogged?
Can't remember. I probably. But the fact about it is, my principal was Michael Peer. I remember it very clearly. And I ain't making fun of the situation or diminishing the position of anything. But my teacher was Michael Peer, and he was like about 7 feet tall. And I remember getting strapped by Michael Peer, and like the strap came from like about 100 miles up, and then it hit you. And when it hit you, it burned like fire, like lava, right? So other people might say, well, I got beat too. I got lashed. I had a teacher one time beat me with a switch. With rope, all kind of thing. Anything they grab,
whatever they get.
Yeah. But this is not the
whatever
same.
They get.
We're saying that this situation here is absolutely not the same.
Whatever they get, they've been using it, and it seems like they're still doing the same thing until today. But the difference is, my niece can't write. She can't write. She can't move the finger. It's been since Friday. She still cannot write or move the finger. So I don't care what a child do or what a child does. How bad can it be that's the result of whatever the consequences is or whatever it is? You understand? So.
And to Shevan's position, I'm not justifying this. Absolutely not. I'm not justifying this. This is crazy stuff. I'm totally against corporal punishment. I don't even beat my kids, right? I'm just looking at it. If we're looking at it from that point of view, I think the law.
We're looking at what
exactly the people that we really need to go after are the legislatures, because this is on the books.
Correct.
There is a designated teacher to beat kids with designated pieces of items.
It is legal. It is legal in the law, but it also says in the law that if the person is maimed or damaged to a certain extent, that is also wrong, because the piece of material that the principal's supposed to use to beat children, I understand that it's supposed to be issued to them or whatever, or chosen by the education officer. They're supposed to have records in the school where they flog whomsoever, what they flogged for, and by what they flogged or whatever it is, right? They have to have record of all these things. I hope that they're in place with all these things, because, this is not going to lay to rest like every other thing that happens home and is being swept under the rug. I'm going all the way in with this. Like, there is no turning back at this point. I don't care what she did. This child is an A student. She performs really well in that school. She lifts that school nose. She lifts that principal's nose in that school. She partakes in anything that they need her to partake in. She is very respectful and beautiful and smart from since she born. You understand? So I'm getting tired of this principal. And I'm getting worked up about it because I'm so sorry I wasn't home, but I'm also glad that I'm not there because I knew what would have transpired had I been home. It would have been a whole different story. The headline would have been different on some news channel because somebody would have ended up somewhere. I don't know. It would have been really bad. Really, really bad.
Let me update everyone that's watching. I just started to watch. We're talking to Alvis Cujo. He's the uncle of this young girl, 11-year-old young girl that goes to school in Carriacou, and she came home and she was beaten, right, with some kind of wood, allegedly some kind of material, wood or whatever it was, and that damaged her hand like this. Right now, it seems to be a fracture over X amount of days. Now she can't really move her hands, her fingers, and it clearly look as if it's some kind of damage. It's swollen and all this stuff. Currently, the family is having it checked out by a doctor, and that's where it is right now. Alvis, tell me about when she came home, and her reaction towards what happened, and did she ever report anything like that from that said principal prior to this?
Prior, she didn't report anything, but when it happened, they all walked down from the school. Well, not all of them. Some of them who live within the same area walked down from the school because we live very close to the school. So they came she came in, the kids brought her down. And before she can say anything, the kids were telling my aunt, look what teacher, whatever her name is, did to my niece. The children were telling my aunt what happened before my niece can open her mouth. Because that's how children are. Children knows in their heart, just like human beings, like grown adults, we know when something is wrong and when something isn't right, right? So that's how it happened.
Yeah. Let me open up the phone lines right here. And let me state my position on this, right? My position on this, I think that is goes far beyond what capital punishment or just punishment should be, right? This borderline and even exceed abuse.
Correct.
I think from what I'm seeing here from the images, what is the family doing, and what kind of justification are you guys looking for? Who are you reaching out to? Who are you talking to?
First, my aunt tried calling the principal. Nothing there because we wanted to have normal dialogue, like I've mentioned before, to resolve this issue and move forward. But she haven't responded until this day. My family reached out to other people in the ministry. They took days before they responded. I gave them up to Monday. Until this day, nothing has done. So I will just seek legal advice. I'm going to get a lawyer on this, and I'm not going to let it slide. That's pretty much it. We tried to have a sense of reasoning, because she's not just only a principal. Like I said, she and my aunt, they're kind of close or whatever it is. She tried calling her, but she refused. So I don't know if it's an ego thing or I don't know what it is, but she really messed up. She really, really messed up. She really, really messed up.
Yeah. I'm getting a little bit distracted there with some of the comments. You said earlier that the family, the mother tried to reach out to the principal. Have she spoken privately to the principal?
The aunt.
The
mother
aunt,
was in Grenada at the time doing some other stuff. The aunt, who was the legal guardian at the time, she tried reaching out to the principal. Nothing. So when that happened, and my aunt told me what happened, I took it upon myself to go on my platform. I've been on Facebook over 8 months. I deactivated my account. I reactivated my account, went back on Facebook, and I posted about the incident. And I tagged her, the principal, in it because we were friends on Facebook. And that's how everybody started sharing it. And that's how the news started spreading, because I was like, this can't be left alone. Like you stepped on the wrong ant's nest, you know? You're jumping up, you're doing whatever. And now this happened. My niece is saying like a month or two back, she pinched her on the arm and it was bleeding. But apparently she hid it from the father and the mother. And that's what kids do. Kids hide these things from their parents because they always try to avoid conflict or any form of confusion or whatever it is, right? So for you to pinch someone and for the arm to bleed, which means you have to break the skin. So
So wait, now is an ongoing thing with a teacher and a student? She pinch her and break her skin?
Of course, yes. And now, as I post it on Facebook, other parents are reaching out to me, inboxing me, calling me, and telling me they had to remove their kids from the same school and put them in other schools because they were having problems in that school with the same principal and other teachers in that school. Now, a lot of other teachers in that school is beating children also, but they don't know that. Well, they should know by now, the principal should know by now that the law also states that she, as the principal, is supposed to choose someone who is also designated to beat a child or any of those children who give trouble or whatsoever it is, or put them in place for when she is not in school to do the flogging. Only one person apart from her who is allowed to do it if she's not available or whatsoever. You can't have Tom, Dick, and Harry beating everybody in that school. That is so illegal. People don't really know the law, and people just, your children get licks and you're unhappy about it, or they get damaged and you're unhappy about it, and then you get hot 2 days and then you run cold, and then everything is being swept under the rug. The typical thing to do in Grenada and Carriacou and Matnik. But this one would not pass. This one would not slide, and I'm dead serious. I'm going to empty my whole bank account. And that bank account look pretty. It ain't look ugly. I'm going to empty my whole bank account just to make sure something done. Something has to be done. Something has to be done. I'm going to reshuffle that whole shit. I don't want another child going through this shit. We have been through it, and these things cause trauma. These things tell you, many studies have shown that capital punishment, including spanking, hitting, and other means of causing pain, can lead to increased aggression, antisocial behaviors, injury, and mental health problems for children. That's why so many of you grown adults out there doing stuff and you don't know why you're doing it. It's shit from back then that's bothering you now. You understand? And it's affecting you. This thing is very psychological, and you don't even know the effects of it. And now our children have to go through that same thing in this day and age. No, gone are the days. We have to reshuffle that system. I'm going to turn it upside down. I really don't care.
Yeah, this is a serious issue, and we're trying to belittle the whole situation when I said that I got flogged and I'm doing fine, but this seems like it's far exceed any form of correction, because now the child, besides the psychological effect, she now might be scared to even go back to the school, which might lead to all sorts of other things. And
she's starting to be a teenager, starting to develop her own personality. I believe that this thing would affect her. She may become antisocial. She may have increased aggression. She might have mental health problems because she's traumatized right now. She's always crying. She's in pain. She can't hold the right arm in a certain position. I mean, exam times are coming up just now, and this is a brilliant child we're talking about. How would she write her exams? How would she study? If you're pained as a person, you can't read something and remember nothing. You understand? Mm-hmm. My aunt literally have to bathe her and brush her teeth, because she's right-handed. Like, it's uncomfortable if you're not familiar using the left hand. Everybody knows these things. This is very straightforward. Like, this is not rocket science. It doesn't take an Einstein to understand this. You understand? Like, that's that, and that's it.
Again, guys, let me open up the phone lines. To anyone who wants to contribute or put a voice to this serious issue here, what Alvis is sharing about his niece in Grenada that was beaten by the acting principal of that school so bad that she can't even use her arm. All right, this is serious stuff. Earlier today, I reached out to the minister for to find out if there's any official statement on this, and the minister said they are aware of it. No release was done. They saw the posting, they saw your posting on social media. The ministry is saying that, and they're requesting more information, and that's what they're saying at this point in time. I asked the minister to give me some idea as to corporal punishment in schools. She said that it is approved by law, but it specifies who and what, right? It is. She said that it is approved by law, but the law specifies who and what. And the principal or the designated teacher can use a strap with use of that and another measurement, and that is also included in the law. That was a statement not an official statement. That was a conversation I was having with the minister earlier to find out about this. So again, the ministry know about this, and they are requesting and seeking additional information on it.
Yeah, but they're requesting and seeking that information from whom?
Right. That's a good question. Let's take this call. Caller, you live. Where are you calling us from?
Calling from New York.
Go right ahead, caller.
Yeah, good afternoon to you and good afternoon to the panel, your panelists.
Yes.
Your guest, sorry. I feel very sad. I used to be an ex-teacher in the islands, to be specific, on the island of Carriacou.
Yes.
And it brings tears to my eyes from the weekend, seeing it tagged with somebody else. And I had to ask myself many questions. And he is so right about the sort of a trauma that child would have gone through. I know the principal, and I don't know her in that way. But so seeing it now came as a big surprise to me, and as a person, as an advocate for children as well too, I feel very very sad for the child, and I do hope that the parents could bring the child, recommend some sort of a counseling to just sort of take that child out of that situation, because you don't want that child to be, become one of the statistics of aggression, because this aggression could also be taken out on other individuals as well as the parents. The backlash, she doesn't want that to happen. And I do hope that the principal come to some sort of a reconciliation, that she meet with the parents and discuss this, because this is very hurtful and it hurt me to the core to see that a child have to go through, endure that pain. We see adults suffering and we feel very hurt about it, much as a child who is so innocent. And the Minister of Education, I hope that they act on that very, very soon and get this really, get this resolved, because that's a bad reason. And other schools should also follow to stop the proper punishment of students in school, children in school is very bad. The principal does have the right to give somebody after her the authority to administer a certain amount. It could be 3. I think it's the most you can get is some like 4 or 6 strokes, but it has to be with a strap, a designated material, which must be out of leather. I think it is. And
Yeah.
it cannot be all over the child's body or hand. It could be in your hand or on the buttocks. I think that's what the Education Act states. And you cannot inflict the wound so hard that could cause, such immense harm, because it could be deemed as abuse. So in this case where the child hand is fractured, that is some abuse, because you have that's an abnormality that's happening there. Either she could lose proper support for her hand, which right now she's experiencing. So that is deemed, as much as I said before, I know the person that would have liked for it to be resolved. We know people and whatever it is. We cannot put things under the carpet. It is a form of abuse.
Yeah.
So the gentleman, you can't have your cake and eat at the same time. If it has to be pursued by law and some proper outcome where that thing could be stopped, it has to stop. We cannot say, you know what, I know the person and try to be two-faced about it. It's just straight up and
It's wrong.
being blunt about it.
Well, Carla, let me ask you a question, right? As it relates to this very archaic law, right? Why is it on the books in the first place? Because, I mean, I think that they should get rid of that entirely. Not even give the option of having teacher designate and beating the children in that, because that word, to the extent someone might think a lash. How do you estimate? How do you actually weigh a lash? Like how hard it would hit on the person?
That is why I say it should be eliminated from the Education Act, the Education Act completely, because abuse is abuse.
Yeah.
And you cannot allow that to continue if you're going to go to say to an adult who is abused about, let's say man, woman, or woman to man, whatever it is, that is wrong. And then you're saying it's good to do it in school. So charity begins at home and ends abroad. And if children know if they are being abused from an early age, how do you want them when they meet at a later stage to be able to report it to law enforcement? So that's the reason why we are so double standard in our laws in Grenada. These laws need to be strike off the book and abolished totally. Abuse across the board should be abolished.
You make a very, very strong point there. You know?
Definitely.
You're saying that it's okay to do it in school, but it's not okay to do it where a man beating a woman. That is contradictory.
It's contradictory. So that's where the Minister of Education, instead of her trying to fight down teachers for the 4% and whatever it is, she should come and draft up laws to strike those things off the Education Act. And I hope that she or her cohort, somebody is listening and get it off the book. I remember the days when we used to go to school, we used to had to write 100 times about not misbehaving class and whatever it is. Those were ridiculous too, to an extent, but it was a form of deterrent. And you don't try to you in the deterrent you could also anger a child and which could lead to a lot of mental issues later on in life. So we have to think further and not just while you're in anger. And certain persons are not suited for the education system. If they're not suited, you get them out.
Yeah.
Now it's time to take a goodbye, go home, sit in your rocking chair, and leave the children, let them prosper, let them become valuable, persons in our society. We need that in the islands. We are a developing country. We need strong, positive minds. We don't need persons who are going to be disturbed in any way from the inaction or the negative actions of others.
Yeah. Caller, point taken. Thank you so much for your contribution. We appreciate
You're welcome.
you. 718-701-5720. That's 718-701-5720. We want to get your point of view on this corporal punishment. And, for some part of me, I was thinking before we spoke, I was thinking that was abolished. That was gone long time. I didn't know that they still have that act. I thought that was gone, really and truly. Only to find out that it's not. It's happening right now, and it's on the books. Let's take this other call right here. 718-701-5720. Caller, you're live. Ride along.
Hi.
Hi.
Okay, I'm going to be very short, Junior.
Where you calling us from?
I'm listening to this, right? Canada.
Canada, go right ahead.
So I'm listening to this, right? And I'm looking at the stories, and I've been looking at the comments on Facebook as of yesterday in relation to that child.
Yeah.
Now, as I said before, and I'm going to say it again, disciplining a child is all good and fun. It's okay. I have no problems with it.
Right.
I am one that doesn't really see nothing wrong with flogging if you don't go to the extent of abuse, right? Because you can give a child 2 or 3 slaps, right?
Right.
But to beat a child to the point that her hand is fractured, Junior, that's not disciplining. That's not. Don't even call that punishment. That's a crime.
Right.
Fracture a child's hand. That's a crime.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And
That's
so
right. That's assault.
It's even a debate as to what the family should do. This is a case where you need to go to the police.
Correct.
You're not supposed to sit there and take that. And then I'm looking at the comment of the family post a story, and more parents are coming forward saying, well, my child suffered this, and my child suffered that, and my child suffered this, and I took my child from the school because they went through that. So it's obvious that principal has a history of doing that to children.
Yes.
It's only now that one family would have taken the initiative and decided, okay, I'm not going to sit and take it. That's not disciplining. That is abuse.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
At the end of the day, and then I'm listening to you saying that you spoke to the minister, Junior, and they say they're seeking information. And the guy asked the correct question, from who?
From who? Yeah,
the family
correct.
has not been contacted. And if the family were not questioned, and if the child's mom has not been called to take information or to speak to the child, who are they investigating? What are they speaking to? The principal? What they expect they're going to get at the end of the day?
Correct. The necessary questions. That's what I like. The necessary question, not beating around the bush.
All I'm saying is I'm not going to beat around the bush. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, corporal punishment and corporal punishment, Junior. I used to get licked in school so bad. At least one time my principal beat me and I said, what you beat me for? She told me for when I gave the trouble next time.
You get beat in advance.
You understand? I used to get licked every day. But it didn't really affect me because I was a stubborn child.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you that question there. Why was it right then, right, to administer those type of corporal punishment, but it's not right now? And in no way I'm advocating for corporal punishment, by the way. But back then we say, oh yeah, we got licks. I used to get licks a lot too. My school principal, Mr. PM, when I get one of this stuff, I couldn't walk for a good minute, right? Why was it?
I would only say, honestly, to me, the system is different now than it's back then. Back then, it's acceptable. Parents would want the teachers to help discipline your child, right? But they wouldn't beat you to the point that your hand would end up in a cast.
Yeah, let me just add.
Beaten to the point where you can't sit down or you can't walk or you skin bloody or these things. That's not happening. When a teacher discipline you before, And I'm testament to that. After they beat me, they would tell me, if you go back and fight again, you know you're getting lashed. And
Right.
you know I'm beating you to stop you keeping from fighting. You're always fighting. Why you always fighting? And more I beat you, more you fight. Like it's not working. And then they change their form of punishment towards me. They start giving me detention. They start keeping me inside from no lunch and them kind of a thing, right?
Right.
But when you look at what's happening to this kid down there, it's unacceptable. And I'm a parent. And as I said before in a comment, now you see why some parents used to go in school and try to teach it for their children. Because if you do that to my child and I can't get you to answer the phone and you're not giving me a response or explanation, what do you think will happen? I come and look for you.
Yeah. And someone said
understand?
someone said that most teachers was beaten. They were beaten as well. They went through the whole process. When you know better, you do better. So that's how they were treated. So they go up with the same kind of, they adapt the same kind of principle that they
It's
were.
the same mindset. It became the
same mindset.
norm.
What changed?
But the problem is, what they don't understand is the history of this also. The white man brought this onto us, and then we still continue carrying on that from them, and they don't even do it to their children now. But yet we still continue doing it to our kids.
And that's why I'm
right?
definitely
So how does that make sense?
I think society's changing to the point that corporal punishment is not being accepted by a lot of families anymore. There are some of us parents who accept it, right? But a lot of us are not accepting it anymore. We would prefer that you discipline the child, probably take something from them, send them home, give them detention, give the mom a letter, suspend them for 2 days as opposed to beating them.
Right.
Because what a child could have handled before, because I'm being honest, like kids before were mentally stronger. They were able to handle stuff that kids now can't handle.
Yeah. Yeah. Point taken there.
And that's true. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate your input on this topic right here. Right. Appreciate it.
Okay.
All right. 718-701-5720. Alvin, you was making a point. You said you wanted to say something before we get the next caller in. Go ahead.
I was just saying that the history of corporal punishment, like if you look at it, the whole beating with the switch and the belt thing came from slavery. The white man brought it to us, and here we are continuing it for them, and they're not even doing it to their kids.
Yeah.
So this thing needs to be looked at in depth. It needs to be reshuffled. It needs to be changed. Like the structure of it needs to be broken. You know, we have to go down and break and then come up. So what's on top have to fall down. We have to break it from the bottom, you know? So we have to go to the government or politics or whatever it may be to get it done. That's pretty much it, because she's been doing it for too long. And the one prior before her, the one before, all of them were doing the same thing. But this one is the worst. This is not even corporal punishment, because like the guy stated before, he think it's a leather belt or whatever it is. Whatever piece of material that she's using to flog the child, it's supposed to be issued to her by the education officer, I believe. That's what I read under the Grenada law. So I don't know if that piece of wood was issued to her by the education officer of Carriacou. So they have a lot of questions to answer, you know?
All right,
but they're not going to answer, but they won't have the family to answer to those questions, because now they would have to see a lawyer, because their time passed for them to do their jobs. That's pretty much what it is.
Let's take this caller right here. Caller, your live, Ride Along Live. Where are you calling us from?
I call from Toronto, Junior. How are you?
Go right ahead, Toronto. We're good.
Junior, just looking at your show there, and I saw what happened there, and trust me, it touches greatly. My concern is that, and I heard a lot of people talking, you know, before. We get licks in school and blah, 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 what have you. That's not the only thing. But you know what? I could say too, other people used to give me licks too. I used to get licks from other people.
Yeah, the neighbor used to beat
you too. That was no problem.
The neighbor used to beat too.
Yeah, because you know what happened? What happened long ago was that I wouldn't say that teachers weren't abused even in those times. I wouldn't say that. But I'm just fending for the teachers long ago. They would have been concerned for students more than how teachers now are. Mm-hmm. I mean, it took a mother and a father to raise a child nowadays. But long ago, it took a village, a mother, and a father to raise the child. And all the people around would have raised the child. Because you know what happened? Everyone was looking out for the interest of the child or children. Nowadays, it's not so. Everyone is looking out for their own interest. So nobody's going to tell me that treating a child to that extent that you're looking after the child's interest. If you're looking after the child's interest, maybe you call the parents and tell the parents the child is getting on, blah, 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 blah. Or you discipline the child in a different manner other than that. As time changes, Junior, so does things.
Right.
And teachers have to realize that what they used to do long ago can happen now.
But caller,
Long ago,
it's not teachers. I want to draw it back to, yes, it's teachers, but it's not teachers. It's deeper than teachers, right? It's systemic. It's systemic. It is in the law. So the law needs to change. That needs to change, right?
Of course. But because it's still in, but because it's still in the education system, we're struggling.
Yeah. Thank you, caller. We appreciate it.
I mean, so people have to they have to be in solidarity and march and protest against these kinds of things, so that it doesn't remain in the educational system. I mean, you can do this over in Canada. Yeah, you're crazy. You want to touch somebody's child in Canada here, you're gonna face a liar. I don't know what happens down there, and I'm not trying to make an issue and trying to say, well, lock up every teacher or whatever, blah blah blah. The teacher was given instructions. It seems as though the law gave the teacher those kinds of authority. It seems so. We need to change the law, as you said.
Yes.
And not only that, teachers need to change their mentality also and realize that things that they could have done long ago, even if it's the law now, you shouldn't try to do it now, because times has changed, the world has changed, everything is changing, and so changes have to be made across the board.
Absolutely.
I'm in solidarity with the kid, and I hope everything works out fine in the child's best interest and in the parents' interest. From Mr. Cudjoe, this is Grantis Cudjoe.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
I saw someone was calling full time there on the 929 number, so you could call us back, 718-701-5720. If you just started to watch, we're sharing the story here of this kid, 11-year-old kid that was beaten and has a fractured arm. I think it's called. Caller, where are you calling us from?
Good afternoon, Junior. Good afternoon, Mr. Cudjoe.
Cudjoe.
Okay, Junior, I didn't pick up the program since when you started, but based on what I heard so far,
right,
and based on what I saw, and I'm looking at this and I'm saying to myself, what it is this child could have done to have her arm fractured. In the first case,
she jumped up. She was happy. She was in glee.
Oh, well then, what I'm saying, Junior, how did it reach to the point that arm is being fractured and put aside the act that is done? But this child was left to go home so that the parents use it instead of the school taking it upon themselves to make sure that this child is okay before sending the child home. And then, is it that they did not even contact the parents to say, well, look, there was an incident in school that we're still dealing with it. We're trying to figure out what exactly should be done or whatever it is. But to blatantly refuse to even communicate with the family, honestly, as somebody said, in my situation, as Mr. Cudjoe said, situation would have been totally different if it was my child or my family.
Well, let me ask you a question. Hold on, caller. 1 second. Alvis, did they reach out? Did they reach out to the family to tell them that they had an incident and what happened? Did they report?
When you say they, who are you referencing to?
Did the school reach out to the family to let them know that there was some kind of incident, that she was flogged and her hand got injured? Anything?
Nope. But after that, only one teacher from that school reached out to the mother. Only one teacher to check up on the child and make sure she was okay. And unto this day, she can't even find out what happened herself. So I don't want to put names out there, but it's just this is just like, it's like a big joke, you know? It's like a big joke by the way they're handling it and they're going about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but these things are not right. I think as much as we say we want the law to be changed, Junior,
Mm-hmm.
they have to. I think each school needs to have a situation where that they have protocols as to, okay, a child needs to be disciplined. This is a procedure. First of all, before flogging a child, I think a parent should be informed before you flog the child,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And then there should be procedures. Is it a child that is, because reality is, Junior, we have some students nowadays, as one of the callers said, the what used to happen when we were younger is not what's happening now, right? And I would say, sorry to say, if I'm stepping on any toes, sorry, but it's the reality. Before you had teachers who cared. Right now you have teachers who work for they work for a living. It's like the money is the matter, is not really
Yeah, but
the
let
school
me
is the
say
matter.
this, right. We don't want to paint all teachers with a broad stroke brush,
Yes, I know
because I
that.
know
That is
some
what I'm
teachers that
saying.
really care. There's some teachers that
Right, that is
really
what I
care.
was. That was
Yeah,
that's
but you can
what I was about to
you
say.
can pretty much choose them. You can
Everybody.
choose out of the bunch. It shouldn't be like that.
Yes,
Right.
but it's not everybody, right?
Right.
You have some teachers that would reach out. You know, you have students that have issues, right? And it has some teachers that would reach out to the parents to say, look, I realize this happening to your child, whatever it is. But you have some again that would not do anything. They come to school, they teach, and that's it. You
Right.
understand? They don't go the extra mile as how when we were in school, you know, because I know when I was in school and I misbehaved, you know how much time I go home and sit down home for a few days before I actually get a cousin to go with me in school that I bring my mother?
Mm.
Because I know if I tell my mother what will happen. You understand? So, and then when the matter did come up, then I would say, oh, well, you were not available, right? So I went with X, Y, Z. You
Right.
understand?
Right.
But the situation right now is totally different. I think we reached this point where there should be a protocol in place as to dealing with discipline. And then
Well,
as
there
far
is
as I see,
the protocol is, as was said by the minister, that it's approved in the law, but it specify who and what. So the law specify who could beat the child and with what they could beat the child with. They
yeah,
also say that
but you know,
the
to the point
principal
of
or a designated
breaking.
teacher. So
Mhm.
that's already there. That's why I say the problem is systemic, right? It's embedded in that law that gave the principal the ability to beat or designate a specific teacher to beat with a specific strap or whatever it is. So that's there. So that what we're saying is that whole designation and beating is archaic. It's slavery. It goes back to those times. So that whole thing supposed to they just supposed to get rid of it altogether. Don't give no designation, nothing.
Yeah,
If,
that's what I was about to say. They have to take that out of discipline, and there are other ways. And as I say, if you catch a child situation very early, you might be able to fix it. You understand? But because flog it, because listen, we ourselves after a while, before you will be flogged, you take it, and it's like you become immune to it just the same.
Right.
yeah,
You
yeah,
understand?
true.
So it's like this no longer works. You understand? It no longer works. There are other ways that you could deal with a child, and then it was so disturbing to know that you said the child is an A student, and to see if she's an A student, tell me what it is that you would have done that could warrant this kind of behavior and make it worse by the principal. You
Yeah,
understand? It just says that if the head, if that's what's happening in the head, could you imagine what happens lower down?
right.
You understand? It's very much alarming.
Thank you so
And
much
this
for
is
your input.
something that we really need to look into.
Yes. Thank you so much for your input, caller. We appreciate you. And thanks for watching.
Well,
All right. Again, we'll take a few more calls, 718-701-5720. Alvin, have you, as a family, been speaking to a lawyer to try to press charges against this principal, this teacher?
As far as it goes to the law, we want to keep our mouth shut about it, but definitely we will be taking it further. But as far as it goes beyond that, we have nothing to say. You know, that's pretty much it for that part. But definitely.
Right.
We were giving the ministry and the teacher herself time for us to have a normal dialogue and come to some grounds, but no one no one is being responsive, so we just have to move forward with it. If that's what you're not responsive to, then you will be responsive to whatever I post on Facebook about you. And what what would the lawyer be pulling in that courthouse? That's what they'll be responsive to. That's when they would want to come to a sense of reasoning, and it's going to be a little too late, because whatever has to be done will be done.
What justification, what does justice feels like or look like for the family at this point?
I don't know. I can't speak for everybody, but for me and the mother and the aunt and my mother, her grandmother, it looks like getting that teacher dismissed from that school immediately. She have to be eradicated because that's a sickness. That's a sickness that's in there. She has to be gone, and the laws have to be changed. The structure have to be changed. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. It's that simple. She has to go, and that law has to be changed. Or it has to be more specific as to what to use or whatever it is, because clearly what she used is not what the law says to use, I believe. Because what the law says to use, if they've been using it for so many years, how it never did this? Which child do you know? Who do you know ended up like this?
Well, we don't know. A few people have been reaching out and saying things that their child experienced flogging before by that said teacher. Some people are defending the position of the teacher. I mean, everyone have their position on this, so we don't know.
Of course, but all I'm saying is everyone is entitled to their own opinion, but everyone is not entitled to their own facts. The thing is, we have a fact here. This is what she's done. We're bringing it to you. We're showing you exactly what's happening. This is the result of it. Like, what more do you need? You understand? What extent can you go to put a child like that? Like, people get up every day and go to their jobs and work so hard, pay taxes and all that to pay teachers. Let's not forget that. And then trusting you with our kids and send a school for my child to go to school 100% and come back 95 or 85. And later down in life, maybe she would turn at 25 because of the psychological effects. That is not right. That is not right. Like, I don't care what anybody have to say. Like I said before, all of them are entitled to their own opinion, but they're not entitled to their own facts. Human beings are emotional creatures, and we know deep down in our heart when something is wrong and when something is right. We don't need nobody to justify that for us. And what has that principal done to that child? It is wrong. It is a wrong. I don't care what anybody have to say.
Yeah. How is the 11-year-old doing right now?
She's on pain medication.
Oh, wow.
She's been on pain medication on Friday. And my aunt cannot even abide by the hours that the doctor told her will give her one pill every whatsoever hour. Sometimes she have to give her before the hour up because she's in pain. The child is in pain. The child cannot write. The child have exams. This is the A+ student we're talking about. Well-disciplined child. Like she is very respectable. The mother don't hit the child. Nobody hits the child. That's all I have to say.
Wow. This is sad. I could understand the pain and stress that the family is going through at this point in time over this situation here, and for the psychological effect of the child. That's the most concerning part, because it's like she might even feel like she don't want to go back to school. She might feel scared.
The psychological effects of that child. What about her little sister who goes to that school? The little sister didn't want to go to school today. So we had to keep her home until that principal has been removed. Those kids are going to go back to the school. Or if they want to be biased and leave her there, then we're going to move those children to a different school. And any other school in Carriacou will be glad to welcome them because they're really good performers. They do well in school. This is sickening.
Yeah. I'm sure we're gonna get reactions from the teacher, from the principal. Maybe she may not speak publicly, but I'm sure that people that very close to the principal probably watching the program or will get the news out to her.
Definitely.
if she's watching or when she get a chance to watch the program, I know you guys weren't able to speak to her, talk to her, tell her what just talk to her, put you on full screen, just go right ahead.
The time passed. The time passed. Your time passed. We don't want to hear nothing right now. It's a little too late for you. You know, we're about to shake it up and turn it up a notch. So do whatever you need to do because we're coming. We're really coming. And when I am coming for somebody, trust me, I'm coming real good. I'm coming with all my might and freaking tenacity for you. Everything I'm coming with for you. Tired of you people.
And all right. Yeah. Okay. All right. So Alvis, we're gonna continue to follow the story, and I'm also gonna continue to follow any release from the ministry on that. Again, the minister said that they are aware of it and they're following and seeking more information. So I'm going to do another follow-up to find out where they are in terms of the information that they were seeking and what conclusion, if they came to a conclusion, and what is going to happen going forward. And what the bigger picture, and I'm going to continue to stress it, the big picture right here is that very archaic law of capital punishment that gives principals and teachers that right to flog kids in school, right? I don't flog my son, and my son, I never hit my son, and he's an outstanding kid. And
there
if
you go.
I go to school and somebody come back and say some teacher hit him, I'll be very ignorant. I don't get ignorant a lot because I know I don't do it at home. I know
there you go.
Other ways to get him to do things, right? And teachers should be creative like this. And flogging doesn't help the situation; it makes it even worse.
Correct.
Because that fear, like you're scaring people to learn.
They instill fear in the kids.
Yes.
They instill fear in the kids.
Yeah. I don't support it. I don't support it whatsoever. But obviously, we're going to continue to follow the story, Mr. Kujo and the family. If whenever you get a chance to speak to the 11-year-old, send her our regards, and hopefully she get back good function of her arm pretty soon. We thank you and appreciate you. Any last words?
Yeah, man, thank you.
Any last words before we wrap up?
I really have nothing to say. You know, I'm at the point where I really have nothing more to say. She'll just be seen as in court. That's all. That's it.
All right.
That's it for you, Tyria. Yeah, I couldn't help myself, Junior. I'm sorry by breaking your law.
You couldn't help yourself. All right, we'll keep in touch. All right.
You gotta be strong in this time, son. I'm a survivor.
Facebook, go block me again. I just feel it in my bones. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. And again, we're gonna continue to follow the story and speak to the minister and find out what are some of the steps, because this is a burning issue. Believe it or not, we actually got a few other stories that came in that just within that time frame of people that want to talk about the same exact thing, flogging in schools. So we're gonna continue to touch on it. And also, I spoke to a lawyer in Grenada, Jerry Edwin, who's championing. He's one of the champion lawyer of the cause of dismantling this capital punishment law that exists. Right? We're gonna get a chance to speak to Jerry Edwin by the end of the week to kind of understand the process and what they're trying to do to abolish corporal punishment in school. Some say it's punishment, some say it's abuse. There are many other ways for kids to learn than spanking them, than beating them, right? Teachers and parents need to get a little more creative. The children don't learn when you beat them. I know that for a fact. Let me see if I can take two more calls. Anybody wanna end off? Any last statement? I saw a lot of calls was coming in, but we didn't get a chance to bring it on air. So I'm gonna keep the phone lines open for 2 more minutes. If you want to call 718-701-5720. What do you think needs to be done like now? What do you think needs to be done now in this particular case. All right. I'm going to get your voice on this 718-701-5720. I'm going to keep the phone line open for another 2 minutes before we wrap it up. Right. 718. Let me put the number on the screen right there. 718-701-5720. What do you think needs to be done now? What action do you think needs to be taken? And who should be really champion this cause? Should the church play a role in this as well? Should parents play a more active role in this? Should media take the mantle and go forward? Should lawyers do it? Should parliamentarians in the Ministry of Education do it? Social services? Who do you think need to take the front, lead in this discussion right here? Let us know. Give us a call if you want to add anything to this debate, this discussion of corporal punishment, spanking, beating, flogging in schools. If you have anything to say, you have about 30 more seconds. I'm keeping the line open, and then I'll wrap it up. While I wait to see if anybody else want to call, I want to reiterate again my special thanks to everyone who supported our event yesterday, the Mother's Day concert. It was a blast. Had a lot of fun. If you did not get a chance to watch it, I'm gonna pin the show back up to the top again, so you guys can go back and watch the Mother's Day show. Now, a lot of people didn't quite understand the concept, right? The idea behind it was to kind of take the soca songs by the artists, break it down a little bit, so that the artist is like they're serenading the mothers, right? So when Specky came out on the throne chair and he's singing, the idea for the artist was to serenade the mothers. Everybody say, no, we want to hear the song, turn up the beats. That wasn't the idea of the concert, right? The idea of this particular concert was to break it down a little bit, get a little vibe, bring it acoustic style. That was the idea, all right? And I know some of you guys had a lot of fun. Some of you guys had objection to the format. That's fine as well. We appreciate you. But we're going to have some more of these kind of unplugged series, right? From coast to coast, from Trinidad, here in the US, Canada, England. We're going to have all these artists coming together. We're creating a program segment for Unplug. And we're teaming up with other media entities, other media organizations to bring it live as well. So expect a lot more of this type of programming Unplugged. And also, I got to say this. I'm looking for an actress or a few actors. If you could act and you live in the New York City area here, we're doing a series of programs, a series of short films, right? Short films, ride-along shorts, right? And we're looking for actresses and actors. If you're in the New York City area here and you are an aspiring actress, you want to get your feet wet a little bit, we wanna work with you. You know, when you ride along shorts, you're going to be doing a lot of series of programmings for short films, right? So inbox us. Also, we are doing. Remember earlier in the year we announced that we're going to be doing a $1,000 small business called Ride Trivia. Sorry, not Ride Trivia. Ride Biz. Let me take. Hello, caller, you live? Hello. Yeah, hi, are you there? You hear me? All right, hold on. Go right ahead, caller.
Yes. So listen, Junior, am I live on the air?
You're live on the air, yes.
Awesome. I'm calling from Burlington, Vermont, man. I'm a, Grenadian, a long-time listener. Okay. And I just wanted to put my 2 cents in what I'm hearing.
Yes.
And what I'm hearing, Junior, you know what? I'm totally agree with, what's his name?
Mr. Cujo.
Ethan?
Alvis.
Mr. Cujo?
Yes.
Right. And I would like for that guy to take this thing all the way because, I'm talking from experience because I've been beaten in school. I've been beaten in school and I'm beaten really bad to the point where I think it traumatized me. Like that guy was saying, I live with that experience today. I've been beaten in school so bad that I end up in a hospital.
Wow.
Okay. I went to RC school, up on the hill up there by the convent,
Yeah.
right? Mr. Ladd. I'm sorry. I know you don't like.
Yeah, no,
the name.
that's I know Mr. Ladd. I know Mr. Ladd now is right in Grenville by Progress Park there. Not Progress Park,
Right,
Victoria Park.
Victoria Park up in there.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and I went to RC, it's a Catholic school, and it's all nuns, and we had that sister who was just as abusive, but when people like myself, who's a big guy, did things that need to be punished, then she sent for Mr. Ladd. So Mr. Ladd is the one that punished people like me. And back then they had like the leather strap, the thick leather strap, and they pull your pants down, lean over on the table. I'm talking about this is crazy stuff. So when I hear what that gentleman is talking about now, it just brings me back to that.
Right.
You understand? I remember my mom coming to the school to talk to Mr. Ladd about what happened, and of course nothing really came out of that, because our parents, how we are, they're going to the school and like, well, I want to know what happened. Well, he did this, he did that. Well, and then your parents like, well, well, I don't like what happened, and then they walk away, right?
Yeah.
But that's why we need people like this guy right there, to do what he's doing, because I think flogging kids, it makes no sense.
Right.
It does not teach the kids anything. Like, why flog them? And the way they're beating them, like, so, power to this guy right there, and I'll back it 100%. We
Right.
need to stop beating kids.
Yes.
We do need to stop beating kids. And Junior, I must say, man, I know you. I know you personally. Growing up, I remember you and your family coming through Subies and stuff like that. So, but that's for another day. But I like the job you're doing, man. Keep it up.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
I said to that gentleman, man, keep it up. Keep pressing forward. Let's get this thing out of our school system where we're beating our kids. We don't need that.
Right. Thank you so much,
All right.
Paula. We appreciate you, man. Stay in touch and share the program to all your family and friends in that area, man. We need some more numbers in that areas. All right.
Yeah, I know. Ain't much of us up here, but
I know.
yeah.
I know.
So big up to everybody who listens to Subies and Granville and those areas, man. Hey, it's Lee right near the here, man. All right.
All right. Cool. Keep in touch.
Thank you, bro.
All right. Bye. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna wrap it up here. Catch you guys again tomorrow. Tomorrow we have an interesting story. Yeah, we have an interesting story tomorrow for you guys. This young lady, she got shot 10 times. And obviously she survived because she's here tomorrow to tell us the story. Don't miss it. We have a date tomorrow right here, 6 p.m. on Ride Along Live. She was shot 10 times and lived to tell the story. Wow. Catch you guys again tomorrow. Peace out. Bye-bye.
Strength, no weakness, show me a way I go. Everybody strength, no weakness, show them who we are. That's when you're old. Your enemies, they must tremble. Yo, that's when you're old.
Welcome to TD Bank, where you'll find the personalized attention you deserve and the legendary experience you expect. Let's do business. If you are a medical or dental practitioner, contact me to hear about our tailored lending solutions for residential mortgages, equipment purchases, practice-related commercial mortgages and refinance. Visit me at 500 Baychester Avenue to hear more about our full range of personal and small business banking solutions. See you soon. Welcome.
David Williams Funeral Service serve you with dignity and compassion as you mourn. Every day, we embark on the journey of life, and one day, the journey will end. It's on that day that you can entrust the celebration of life of your loved ones to David Williams Funeral Service. Call 718-291-3823.
Are you fed up of your mask or your foggy face shield? Introducing the Fashion Shield from callallpronow.com. Keep your hairdo intact, your makeup flawless, and be fully protected. Get the Fashion Shield now. Call 516-387-4246 or visit callallpronow.com.
Let's face it, this is not normal times, but life, it must go on. And with all these continued restrictions on get-togethers, you need a streaming company like RIdealong Media Group LLC, one that can stream to all your family members to the comfort of their own homes, both privately or publicly, you decide. One who understands your privacy, one who simply cares. So for that wedding, funeral, public or private event, choose the professional production company with the experience and quality guaranteed. Family can travel? Inquire about our seamless remote participant option. Thinking of streaming your virtual event? We handle it all. From multi-camera video production to streaming, post-production, editing, and more via Zoom, YouTube, Facebook, or any platform required. Call us and speak to our experienced professional team. 212-809-4324. That's 212-809-4324. RIdealong Media Group LLC. We're here when you need us.
My name is Hollis Map, aka Mr. Killer. Why should I drink any other rum than Clark's Court rum? When Clark's Court is the rum that supports my community, my culture, my country. A long time ago, my ancestors used to work in the cane fields. Today, we own the rum. Clark's Court rum. Grenada's #1 rum. But my people, if you drink, don't drive. When you drink, drink responsibly. And if you're under 18, don't drink at all. Clark's Court rum. Grenada's #1 rum.
Feeling hungry, grab a snack. Caribbean food delight. Jamaican patties, light and flaky. Caribbean food delight. Taste the difference. Caribbean food delight. Grab a patty, take a bite. Caribbean food delight. Quick and easy, grab a patty, take a bite. Caribbean food delight.
Oh yeah. Come on, this is your opportunity to tap into the $7.3 trillion industry in this COVID time. Get interactive, hands-on in the Forex and crypto market. Educate yourself in this financial industry. All of this is possible right now with a multi-source income generator. This program will allow you to learn while you earn in this lucrative decentralized industry. Take advantage of this trading academy, personal development, create multi-source stream income, trading ideas in this global market, get discount travel with your own portal, bonus token backed by bitcoins, and so much more. For more information, contact Kristen Alexis at 347-834-2852 or Marisha Dash at 646-529-6570. Don't miss out on this amazing opportunity of a lifetime. Call now.